Over the weekend, a lot happened, both good and bad news. Like from the president's son wedding in Kanu and the after party in Abuja, to the massacre again in Benue State. The governor of Benue State have come out to say the president should do something immediately to stop these killings. That even people from IDP camps, people in IDP camps were even killed by the so-called Fulani headsmen. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Smile Radio TV in the papers this morning. What are the headlines on the papers this morning? Now, the first paper I'll be starting with this morning will be Vanguard. What's the headline on the Vanguard this Monday morning? Vanguard comes with the headline, Strike, why we refuse to sign MoU. That's coming from the doctors. You know, the doctors are still striking till today. Now it comes with some riders. Says government punishing doctors for its failures. Insists strike continues until all demands are made by government. FG will commence implementation of MoU today. To get details of this news, go to page 5 of Vanguard this Monday morning. Still on Vanguard, liquidity, 22 companies threaten free float of stocks. That is talking about liquidity. It comes with one rider. Analysts seek tougher sanctions for non-compliance. That's on Vanguard this morning. Now you can see the picture of the president, the Senate president also, and the son and the wife of the president's son on a picture that is talking about, even the vice president, Yemi Osibanjo, is there also. That is talking about the wedding on Friday. Now before we go on Vanguard, they say bandits releases another batch of 15 Bethel Baptist students. That is the kidnapped Baptist students. They say bandits released 15 of them. Some are still with them. Now, finally on Vanguard, what's Mr. and Mrs. saying this Monday morning? Mr. is saying, "Dear, can I have something to chew while you are preparing lunch?" Now Mrs. replied, "With the maigre amount you gave me to prepare the food, you can try chewing sticks." I don't understand that, but you can get details of that. And you know, Mr. and Mrs. cannot stop giving us every day. Now let's go straight to the next paper this morning. The next paper I'll be looking at this morning is Daily Trust. What's Daily Trust saying this morning? Daily Trust comes with the doctor's news. Doctors in mass exodus amidst mad strike. Doctors in mass exodus amidst mad strike. Now it comes to some riders. Less than 40,000 doctors serving 200 million Nigerians. That's the first rider. Secondly, my facility stripped of personnel. CMD cries out. FG should develop emergency intervention. That's coming from NMA. Act fast. Experts urge government orders. Now you also see a picture of an entertainer performing during the after party of the wedding of the president's son on Daily Trust this morning. Still on Daily Trust this morning, PDP crisis, anxiety as Secondus rejects October deadline. That's talking about the crisis of the People's Democratic Party. Still on Daily Trust this morning, aircraft handling, FG operators loses $28 million yearly. You can get that on page 18 on Daily Trust this morning. Finally on Daily Trust this morning, Saraba Fulani leaders hand over 11 kidnappers, gun runners to police. That is in Taraba. That news is on page 7 on Daily Trust this morning. We move to the next paper this morning. Now, the next paper I'll be looking at this morning is The Guardian. What's the headline on Guardian this morning? Utom Ohaneze Falana kicks over unknown grazing routes. It comes to some rider. Benue governors threaten legal action against Buhari. Ranching, FG should allocate 6.25 billion naira to other states. That's coming from Falana. Yoruba groups, analysts say FG's move an invitation to war, anarchy. Farmers say FG should procure land for all, not only herders. Now, that's the headline on the Guardian this morning. But before we go on Guardian this morning, why CBN's $50 billion intervention fails to relay confidence in stock markets, but still on Guardian this morning. It comes with some riders. Foreign shun markets over dividend repatriation anxieties. Share price stagnates as poor valuation fails to attract investors. Then finally, operators tax government on fiscal policies to reverse trend. That is all on the Guardian this morning. Finally, on Guardian, you're milking Nigerians, Gumi tells politician. That's where we call it a day on Vanguard this morning, while we move to the next paper. Now, the last paper I'll be looking at this morning is leadership. What's the headline on leadership? 7 weeks after 65 Bethel Baptist students still in captivity as 15 regain freedom. That's on page 4 of leadership this morning. Still on leadership this morning, ex-PDP governors move to produce Secondus successor. That's talking about the PDP crisis. New boarding fees for Lagos Model College to stay official. New boarding fees for Lagos Model College to stay. That is coming from official. Change of service chiefs yet to produce results. Catholic bishop. Then finally, on leadership this morning, flood destroys 2,026 houses, 95 farmers in Kano. That's where we call it a day on leadership this morning, and we move straight to sports. Now, over the weekend, like for 2 weeks now, the sporting activity is talking about European football is back. The Premier League, the Spanish La Liga, the Serie A, even League One, all the leagues in Europe are now bouncing back. What were the scores over the weekend and how did they fare? Madrid and Barcelona were playing draws over the weekend. Madrid drew 3-3 while Barcelona drew 1-1 each. Now let's go to the sporting papers. We start with Sporting Sun this morning. What's the headline on Sporting Sun? Osimhen sees red. That's talking about Nigerian Osimhen punches opponent. Now, why would the striker of his caliber be punching his opponent in the pitch? You know, sometimes this player, they lose their guard and they just do whatever they want to do. But that's a bad one for him for seeing a red card. The season is just beginning to start. The season just started and he's seen a red card already. Now, still on Sporting Sun, Mbappe unlikely to join Real Madrid this month. Now, you can see the Premier League table. Chelsea is topping the Premier League table, while Arsenal is 19th after losing 2 matches back-to-back. Yesterday, they lost to Chelsea. Lukaku playing his first match on his return to Chelsea. He scored the opener yesterday. Beckham open stock with Messi. That's on back page of Sporting Sun this morning. 5-year deal with Chelsea suits me. That is coming from that is on cover page. I think that should be from Lukaku also. Now, Man City is still £50 million short for Kane. That is still on Sporting Sun. Now, if you see the results of the EPL on Sporting Sun this morning, Southampton drew 1-1 with Manchester United on Sunday. Wolves lost to Tottenham 1-0. Arsenal lost to Chelsea. Now, Spain. Sociedad 1, Real Volcano 0. Atletico Madrid 1, Elche 0. Italia Serie A. Bologna won 3-2. Udinese played 2-2 with Juventus. While Germany, Hoffenheim drew 2-2 with Union Berlin. Bayern beat FC Cologne 3-2. There are lots of goals in the German Bundesliga over the weekend. Now we'll move straight to the next paper. Now we'll be looking at Sporting Life. What's the headline? The Osimhen news is still making headlines on almost all the papers today. Osimhen sees red for punching. That's talking about the Osimhen news. That's on page 4 to get details. To miss next week's tie against Girona. Aribo, we need a strong performance. Nigerian scores first goal of season. That is still on Sporting Life this morning. Ronaldo asked to be benched for Juventus opening game. That's on page 5. I don't know why. For you to get details, just go to page 5 to read in details. Club hails Haaland as force of nature. Says Dortmund star is incredibly exciting and fun. Igalo nets brace in 6-goal thriller. Then finally on Sporting Life this morning, Bayern chairman, too early to discuss Lewandowski's contract extension. That's on page 4 of Sporting Life also. Now, that's where we'll call it a day today. But before you go, don't forget to like, subscribe on our social media pages at Smile Radio TV on Instagram, Smile Radio TV on Facebook and YouTube. Until we come your way again, have a wonderful and a productive week ahead of you. My name is Prince Ihwa. Thank you very much.